Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the GWE100, the Tier 10 German SPG. It's located on the westbourne of Berlin and it's under the command of sjekky. Now we're going to be doing an increase in the number of replays we're going to be trying to put out each day because we are just getting so many replays. I'm getting absolutely swamped with them. And if I don't do something about it, well, some of you might not actually see your replays for months. So I've decided I'm going to try and bash through most of the recent ones that I've just received and get those out of the way quickly. Now this is a 21cm howitzer mounted on top of an E100 chassis with skirts around the actual vehicle as well, which prevents or protects the tracks from blast damage. Okay, first target T110E4, Tier 10 game, Tier 10 tanks only, and I'm using the Klaus mod, so you will hear Klaus occasionally when a shell's near.
That was fucking close!
Yep, I'm afraid. Sometimes his voice gets to be a little loud, and he uses a few, well, words which obviously I have to account for with YouTube, because I think that actually counts as one of the 4-letter words that I'm not allowed to speak during the first 30 seconds or is it the first minute of a game. But that was a beautiful shot because it actually hit 2 tanks at once and it set light to the Jaegeru. Okay, that was just a near miss there. T110E5, 372. Now the 21cm, just got quite a long reload time. As you can see, it's 30.99 seconds, or 31 seconds. Does 1100 alpha and penetrates 53mm of armour with a 12 meters burst radius. But most of these tanks have got more than that amount of armour, more than 53, so there's very little chance you're actually going to pen these guys, unless of course you get something like a gorilla, which of course has got very thin armour. He fires in there.
That was close.
Yep, lands it right next door to the chieftain. The thing is, we've been saying that was Klaus for ages, for a very long time, as most of you know on my videos, but it's actually really funny hearing Klaus sometimes, and sometimes you get a double Klaus where it triggers the sound file twice, and so it's almost as if there's breeding Klauses, you know, or he's cloning himself, which is hilarious as well. Well, that T100 LT has just come up against a bridge, bit of a roadblock now. Can't use the ditch. He suddenly realised, turning around, coming back, and the round comes in and splashes him to death. That's where that 12 meter burst radius really comes in effectively. It appears that most of the enemy tanks are in the town, and the only light tank they've actually got wandering around is in the south. So sjekky doesn't need to worry so much about being attacked by one of the light tanks. I think he needs to worry more about the fact that the enemy is actually making grounds in the town centre, and therefore if he doesn't stem the assault, he could end up meeting one of them face to face. Now I've recently also changed some of the Aslains styles, you might have noticed.
Was close.
That's a double hit again. T110E5 Jaegeru again. Yeah, I've been changing some of the styles around, trying to make it look better. Obviously the Arty site is still the same, but just change colours. He's looking around for a viable target. The problem with Berlin is, of course, some of these buildings really get in the way. There's only a few narrow corridors you can fire through. There are a few windows you can shoot through as well, but most of the time you're trying to land a shell next to an enemy.
That was close. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Wait. That was close.
He's at it again. It's almost like I'm getting a dual commentary, you know, like here's me talking and next moment it's Klaus that's talking. I ought to be careful, I might end up paying royalties to Klaus for his contributions to my video. Oh, right. That E5 just bit the dust. Who's next? Most of these guys got very low hit points. Unfortunately, he's got a red line there, which means he can't shoot that one. He's having difficulty trying to get a shot on the gorilla, the Jaegeru. All of these guys. Now, that does tend to indicate that he is way too close to these guys, but he fires around in, hits the E5 behind the chieftain. Yeah, he's going to have to move now. These guys are getting almost within eye shot, and yeah, I think it's he just needs to protect himself, because although the scores are even, the enemy is pushing on our side. But we are coming up behind them actually now. Just noticed that. Our EBR's on the way up. He's just found the enemy Arty, and as Jacky's trying to dial in, the enemy is a GWE100. He's lined up the shot, fires the round in, and yes! Gets a splash kill. Now, IS-4 is very, very close. Good job he did move, because that guy might have been able to spot him at a pinch. And their E5 just kills our E4. Okay, he's loaded. Who's the next target? Can't hit the gorilla. That guy's behind the buildings. The EBR 105 might be able to get him. But there's a few spots where he can get a shot, and he fires one in.
That was close.
That was close, that one. He actually landed the shell right next door to the gorilla for 428. That's a good shot. He's now collected just over 4k of damage, and the enemy has now been whittled down to just 2 tanks. Just 2 left. A gorilla 15 and an IS-4. So this game is going to be over momentarily, and sjekky is just finishing off his load. He's closest to the IS-4, but there are buildings in the way. Yeah, I think he's trying to protect himself on this occasion, because if that IS-4 decides to come up this way, he could be meeting him. I think he's now decided the best thing to do is actually get to a position where he can get a direct shot on the IS-4. Unfortunately, the IS-4's now gone behind the buildings, but can he get a shot over the top of the buildings? Well, might be too close to hit the IS-4 because of the trajectory of the GWE100. It's too flat and the buildings are in the way. There's the IS-4. No shot. Yeah, those buildings are just in the way. It's got a red line. And we lose our super conch. Is he coming this way? You need to go around the corner to get a shot. Unfortunately, he's still got too many hit points, which means even if he got a direct hit on them, probably wouldn't kill him, and the IS-4 will probably get a kill shot on sjekky. And now it's 3 versus 1, but he might be able to creep up on the guy and shotgun him. Close range. The IS-4 has taken 2 big hits. He took out our EBR, but he's only got 3 hit points left, so a splash hit now will be lethal to the IS-4. And the Object 277 is going in for the kill. It's 2 versus 1 now. sjekky could win this game for his team if he can get behind the IS-4 and give him a good rollicking up his rear. Oh, this would be a big surprise for the IS-4 if all of a sudden an Arty comes up behind him and blasts him in the ass. Turns the corner. Unfortunately, the IS-4 is round the corner. Oh, we can shoot through the window. I didn't notice that. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He took a round from the IS-4, but he fired one back and got them. And wins the game. Nice one, sjekky. Nice one. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats for that one. Well, second class tanker for sjekky in the GWE100. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 19. He also got a Confederate medal because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by others. And his win rate for the battle was 5,161, which is Super Unicum standard and quite a bit more. And let's have a look at team scores, because I think he's high on the table. Yes, he is high on the table. He wasn't the highest damage. That was the E50M on the enemy team. Got 5,076 hit points of damage. And the next high score after that was our Heshbarn, who managed to get 4,894. And then we've got the IS-4 on the enemy team with 4,542, followed by sjekky with 4,200 exactly. And of course, he was the only player in the game who got a medal, the Confederate, because he was hitting as many enemy as he could. And when it came to base XP, it's the EBR-105. He was actually roaming the battlefield, doing quite a good job, actually. Even though the EBRs, you know, I hate EBRs, I hate wheeled vehicles in the game, I think they ruin it. But this guy was actually doing his job properly, and he was being quite effective. 1,030 base XP for him. He actually did 723 damage assistance by spotting enemy. 953 went to the Object 277. And 948 went to the Heshbarn, plus 857 went to sjekky. He fired 10 rounds in the game, got 3 direct hits and 1 penetration, 12 splash. Damage of 4,200 hit points, of which 4,197 were at more than 300 meters. I think you can guess that the other 3 hit points that he picked up were from the IS-4, and he shot it through the window. 1 hit received from the IS-4. It was a penetration, of course, but there's not a lot he could do about that. But he took revenge on the guy. 10 enemy vehicles were damaged, 3 were killed, and 9 stuns were caused, but no stun assist at all. So he would have got a much higher score if only he had actually got some stun assist on this one, a much higher classification. He earned 54,734 credits, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he took away a loss of 6,886, at least I think that's 6,386. My eyesight is very poor. Yes, it is 6,886. And he got 5 bonds for this battle, being a tier 10 battle. And 1,285 XP, 2,572 for completing the mission events, and 3,857 experience points altogether. He calls this one Berlin fun. Well, it was actually quite good, but it was funny the way you ended it as well, that to shoot the guy through the window. Yeah, I don't think he expected a 21 centimeter shell coming back at him. So, yeah. That was quite good. In fact, that's happened a few times to me as well, where you get to shotgun somebody with a massive shell, and they get one hell of a surprise when they realise the splash you can get from something like that. You only need to land the shell near the enemy, and they're dead. So very well done, sjekky. Good score, and you really helped your team in that one. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. We're only a small channel. Yeah, I know, crappy commentator, I can't help that, that's all I can do. But the thing is that you've got a much better chance of getting your video, your replay on YouTube with us than you ever do with Quickie Baby or Jingles or any of the others, simply because they can't do as many as we can do. Thanks for watching.